what the Church of Scientology is so afraid of.
This is SPTV. Welcome back, everybody, for more SPTV. I am here today to announce that you are looking at the reigning champion in the copyright battle against Scientology. It wasn't a battle that I started, but it was a battle that I finished. Scientology, specifically Scientology's super secretive high-level organization called the Church of Spiritual Technology, issued a copyright strike against me a couple weeks ago for a video that I had uploaded to my channel. Let me show it to you here. The title of this video on my channel was called Interview with L. Ron Hubbard in Zimbabwe. And let's see, I don't want to share the audio on this thing, but that's clicked on the wrong button. Okay. This is an interview that has exists. I mean, this interview was what year was this? This was sometime 1966. This interview was filmed. Ever since this interview was filmed, it's been used as like an introduction to Scientology. This is a Scientologist who is pretending to be a journalist in this interview, and he's throwing L. Ron Hubbard a bunch of softballs, and it's a strange interview, but Scientology has used it for promotion for a very long time. This video has existed on the internet for no less than 15 years. There are channels that have Scientology has never tried to enforce its copyright on this video anywhere else that I'm aware of. And I uploaded this video I think it was like 6 months ago. What's the date on this upload? Oh, 6 months ago. There you go. And I received a copyright strike just 2 weeks ago. Now, let me show you here. I don't know. I don't think I can zoom in on this, but this is where it says the copyright strike itself was filed by the Church of Spiritual Technology doing business as L. Ron Hubbard Library. Any Scientologist knows that language. They've heard of L. Ron Hubbard Library. Most Scientologists by now have heard of CST, although the Church of Scientology does not like to talk about CST. They filed a copyright strike against me. What happens in a copyright strike? This is not going to be a long-winded video, which is exactly what I said before doing long-winded videos. But what happens in the YouTube system, to file a copyright strike, you have to essentially send an official letter from an attorney. To the best of my understanding, this is how it works. It can't just be someone complaining. It has to be like you're essentially threatening to take legal action. And YouTube's process is to automatically remove content that receives this type of complaint. It then starts a clock running. So then it comes to the channel host, in this case me, and they say you can either just eat this and move on, and there'll be no consequences. This strike against your channel will expire after 90 days. By the way, if you get 3 strikes like this in a 90-day period, your channel is automatically deleted. Okay. So you can either do nothing, go to copyright school. It's a little service YouTube offers, and move on, or you can file a counter complaint, a counter notice. Now, if you file a counter notice, you are yourself essentially initiating legal action or threatening to. And once the channel host takes that option, which is the option that I took, a 14-day calendar, a 10 business day clock starts ticking. 14 calendar days, 10 business days. And your counter complaint, once YouTube reviews it and is like, okay, this is a legit counter complaint, they forward that on. Scientology, in this case, it's Scientology, then they have to provide YouTube with evidence that they have actually filed a lawsuit against you for infringing their copyright, or you, the channel host, me, automatically wins. Now, I said in my first video, when I announced that Scientology had copyright struck this content, I said, this is potentially kind of a big deal for Scientology, because Scientology needs Scientologists to believe that Scientology has the ability to enforce its copyright. Scientologists operate under this sort of state of fear that you are not allowed to do anything about Scientology outside of the official Scientology, and that the courts have upheld Scientology's right to enforce that. Nothing could actually be further from the truth. Anybody can practice Scientology outside of Scientology. There's nothing Scientology can do about it. And the courts have upheld the fact that there's nothing Scientology can do about it. So in this case, I said, Scientology should sue me if they want to continue to make their members believe that you're not allowed to use Scientology material outside of Scientology. Anyway, it turns out they backed down. So let me see if I can zoom in on this anymore. Oh, damn it, I can't. This is the original email. Thank you, dear Growing Up in Scientology. Thank you for your counter notification. It has now been forwarded to the claimant that submitted the copyright removal request. Now that the counter notification has been sent to the claimant, they have 10 U.S. business days from this date to respond. The claimant must respond with evidence that they've taken legal action against you to keep the content at issue from being reinstated to YouTube. You can learn more about what legal action the claimant may take in our help center. If after 10 U.S. business days, we do not get a response from the claimant, your content will be reinstated to YouTube. Also, the associated penalties on your channel will be cleared. Here's the response that I sent to YouTube. My counter notification reads as follows. The Church of Scientology has maliciously filed a vexatious copyright takedown notice on a video I uploaded on December 26, 2022. That's a typo. Titled Interview with L. Ron Hubbard in Zimbabwe. My video is well within the fair use guidelines. I've added many notations to the video on screen, which meaningfully alter the video from the original. The L. Ron Hubbard interview in Zimbabwe has been freely available on the internet, including on many YouTube channels for the last 15 years. This fact alone is not relevant to the fair use claim in this case, but I'm mentioning it anyway. The Church of Scientology, aka CST, doing business as L. Ron Hubbard Library, is targeting my channel for deletion because my channel is dedicated to giving a voice to former Scientologists who wish to speak out about the fraud and abuse they experienced in Scientology. Scientology is also targeting me because I am the vice president of the Aftermath Foundation, which is a nonprofit that helps people who are escaping from Scientology. My video is quite clearly fair use, and I'm willing to go to court over this. And the rest of that notice is just boilerplate that YouTube adds to the complaint. Well, here we go. It says, damn it, let me get my face out of the way. It says, I just got this yesterday. Dear Growing Up in Scientology, in accordance with the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, we've completed processing your counter notification. The following videos have been restored unless you have deleted them. Well, good sir, I have not deleted them. They are up. And you guys can find the video Scientology tried to get taken down on my channel. It has been reinstated. It is Interview with L. Ron Hubbard in Zimbabwe. I will put a link to the interview video in the description down below. Scientology is just wasting a lot of time and tax-free resources. Picking fights, their body cannot cash. What's the quote from Top Gun? You're writing checks your body can't cash. I'm actually surprised. I'm actually a little surprised that they let this go. I mean, I guess no matter how it came out, I could probably say I'm a little surprised that it didn't go the other way. Because this is not a battle they were going to win, right? So let me make the argument for both outcomes. If they had seen this through, some could say, well, that's not a surprise because that's sort of their playbook. Their playbook is not to pursue litigation that they think they can win. Their playbook is to pursue litigation to harass and tie people up and try to bankrupt you and try to just make you regret ever saying the word Scientology. They can't really win that game with me, but if they did that, it would at least be according to their playbook, and there'd be a lot of people who are like, yeah, I'm not surprised. At the same time, this isn't a battle that they would have been able to win. And they know damn well that I would have done a video about it every single damn day, probably 4 videos from now until the entire matter was settled. All they would be doing is helping to increase my profile, increase the exposure, increase the interest. And I do think, I mean, I say this a lot, guys. I don't know if I'm just being too optimistic. I do think this is an example of why I think and why I say Scientology just doesn't know what to do about the SPTV phenomenon. And when I say that, I don't mean my channel. I mean all of the channels that have sprung up recently. I mean, it's probably close to 40. Now, SPTV doesn't mean my channel. There's no rule about who can call themselves SPTV. I didn't even come up with the name. Anybody can call themselves SPTV, but you see all these former Scientologists, former public, former staff members, former Sea Org members coming out to tell their stories, their unique experience, and everything they're saying is true. That's why Scientology can't do anything about it. Scientology can't sue any of us for anything that we're saying. The only thing they can do is try to harass and abuse the YouTube system of privacy complaints and copyright strikes. Now, this is the second copyright strike battle I have won, I've ever had to wage on my channel, and I'm batting 1,000%, 2 for 2. The first one was against Hulk Hogan. Sorry, Hulk. I won that one, and the second one is now against Scientology, and I won that one. There is a YouTube battle that Scientology has won every now and then, and that is the battle of privacy complaints. And I just found out this morning that one of my videos was actually removed due to a privacy complaint. I'm going to address that in a separate video, though. Do you see what I'm saying? Everything they do to me is going to give me an excuse to do another video about it. So heads I win, tails they lose. That's how I'm looking at this. Let me see. Is there anything else I wanted to say about this specifically? No, I think that's it for this issue. Let me jump over to the super chats and not ignore those before we wrap it up. Jamie Dodger, what talking robot movie does David Miscavige love? Short Circuit. I love that movie. I forgot about that movie. That was a good one. Johnny 5, keep up the good work, Aaron, and please write an autobiography soon. Well, thank you so much, Jamie. I doubt an autobiography is coming anytime soon, but thank you for the super chat. Arnie Van Halen, suck it Osa and suck it Dave. Indeed. Thank you, Arnie. Evelyn Lee Barney, Aaron for the win. Thank you so much. Kelly with a super sticker. Thank you so much. Lisa Marchbanks, Dragonfish Handmade Goods. Always good to see you, Lisa. Is there a list of shell companies, organizations that interact with the public that we never in should steer clear of? I'm thinking Narcanon, Criminon, but what else? You know, just it's hard to give a comprehensive answer to this question, Lisa. Realize shell companies and organizations, something like a Narcanon and a Criminon, those actually exist as organizations within the umbrella of the Church of Scientology International. I guess I'm saying that because I feel like that's different than a shell company. I know that's not the point of your comment. I just wanted to make that clear, though, because there are other companies out there, other businesses that might be more accurately described as like shell companies or front groups. Anyway, a distinction without a difference, perhaps. Narcanon, Criminon, Applied Scholastics, Youth for Human Rights International, Clearwater Community Volunteers. Those are just some of the ones that come to mind. Again, it's hard to come up with a comprehensive list, especially just right off the top of my head. But this is a conversation we can continue having, even across all the different SPTV channels. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Lisa. Much appreciated. Microfish, congratulations, keeping SPTV working TV shirt. That's a funny idea. It might be a little triggering to a lot of former Scientologists. Keeping Scientology working is sort of the banner or the umbrella under which so much Scientology abuse occurs. So many lives are destroyed that I'd have to think about that. But it's not a bad idea. Thank you for that, Microfish. All right, let's see. Dana Migrana Braina. Dana Migrana Braina. Love it. Watched videos with Serge. Not sure he knew to explain how Scientology profits from the crimes. I believe the answer is Scientology charges big money for auditing and sec checks. Am I right? You're totally right. And I do believe we got to that answer. I'm pretty sure. But you're 100% correct. So when Scientology finds out that someone has committed the most horrific types of abuse, even against children, they monetize the abuse by telling that person auditing and sec checking will fix their compulsions. It will fix what's wrong with them. And they'll even do it to the child as well. They'll use auditing to fix the child. In their perspective, that's how they're selling it. It's really just abuse. It's further abuse. It's victim blaming. It's all sorts of stuff. And not only monetizing it by charging for auditing, but also, and I've never done a deep dive on this on my channel, Scientology has one of the pinnacles, one of the pillars of their ethics and justice system is something called the lower ethics conditions. And they start at, you have non-existence. Well, the non-existence is like, that's not considered a lower condition, really. But then under non-existence, you have liability, treason, enemy, doubt, confusion. I'm not even sure if I got those in the right sequence. In order to come out of lower conditions, particularly the liability condition, one of the things Scientologists do is donate money to various Scientology causes. This is completely separate from and in addition to paying for auditing and sect checking. This is donating to the IAS, the International Association of Scientologists. It's donating to Crimnon. It's donating for a books package. It's donating for their local ideal org. I mean, there are many ways that Scientology monetizes abuse, but yes, paying for auditing and sect checking is one of them, and a very important one of them. Thank you, Dana Migrana Braina. Durendal Project. I feel like that means something that I don't know. Durendal Project. I do like it though. Just found the channel. I love it. Thank you for what you do, my friend. Well, thank you for catching a live and for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Russ Hampton, AA run. Way to go, buddy. Captain Keebler can kiss your hairy Xenu brick by brick, buddy. Indeed. Kiss my hairy Xenu. That could be an interesting t-shirt. Jem Ronan. Thank you so much, Jem Ronan. Much appreciated. Guys, I have so many videos to do today, and it's Friday, and it's already 4. I don't know what's going to happen today, guys, but I think I'm going to stick around and do a whole bunch. So hang in there, guys. By the way, I'm getting so close to 170,000 subs. And remember, once I get to 170, I'm making a $500 donation to the Aftermath Foundation. And a whole bunch of other people have agreed to either match or partially match. So check your subscribe button. You might be surprised. Even if YouTube serves up my videos to you all the time, you might not actually be subscribed. So check it out, guys. If you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. And thanks to everyone who watches. Until the very end, I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, if you want to see my rock and roll songs, click right on this guitar. And if you want to see a different one of my videos, then you could click right inside here. If you have subscribed or not, subscribe right here. Bye.